Hi, I'm Jose Antonio Vargas, a reporter for the Washington Post, and I'm actually sitting down right now at the Marvin Center here at the campus of George Washington University. I had just given a little lecture to a bunch of journalism students, and what I wanted to talk about is, are all these tools that the campaigns are using on YouTube and MySpace and Facebook really making any difference? So I'm surrounded by voting age students at George Washington University, which is dubbed the most politically active campus in the country, to try to figure out if they're actually paying attention to the campaign online.
I friended Hillary Clinton on Facebook.
On Facebook,
Right.
And so what happens? Do you check in her profile once in a while?
We check in her profile. Sometimes people write nasty things on her wall. They just friend her just to write nasty things on her wall. But it's a good way. They also post events local in DC that you can go to and say you're attending an event feature on Facebook too. So it's a good tool.
Now, my big question is this: do you think all of these stuff that they're doing? Do you think it's making a difference? For example, all the YouTube videos, all the fact that they all have a profile on MySpace, the fact that they're all on Facebook. Is that making any difference? What do you think?
It shows that the candidates are interested in the 18 to 21 voting age, which usually isn't really a range that a lot of the news covers or any of other political organizations really send any information to. And since that's the age group that uses Facebook and MySpace and watches YouTube, and it allows, I don't know, I think it allows student access
for students, for people in the younger voting age bracket.
Yeah.
When they go online, and they may not be going online to check on the campaign or to read the news. They may be going on MySpace or Facebook to see what their friend's doing. But then they turn on their computer, the internet pops up, and then there's a little link in the corner that says blah blah blah, Hillary Clinton or Barack Obama, and they click on it and they go, oh, and then they read it. So it's just it's a good way of getting exposure.
So this is not all like a gimmick, because some people think all of this is kind of a gimmick to just attract.
No, I think historically, getting the young vote is going to be very important in this election, because historically the young voters have been the people that aren't going to be the ones that are necessarily going to be going to the polls in large numbers. And I think these venues are the types that attract the young votes, and bringing the issues to these young voters, because these are issues like Social Security and the war in Iraq. They're going to affect these young voters that pertain specifically to them. And I think it's a great way to bring their messages, each candidate's message, to the voters, and they're actually paying attention because they use MySpace and Facebook every day.
The other question that I had is this: do you get a sense that, especially this campus, right? We're a few blocks from the White House. We're not that far away from the White House. Do you get kind of an excitement that a lot of young people are actually paying attention to this campaign and this election? What do you think?
I think people are definitely coming out. I think it's great when people show interest. That's the difference in this election, is that, typical, we've talked about before about how, young people don't necessarily come out all the time, but since we're being actively pursued, we've had we've had a debate on campus with presidential candidates. We've had campaign managers come and speak at GWU too.
Yeah.
So since they're actively pursuing us, I think people start to sit back and realize, yes, I do have a vote and I can make a difference.
And I think the biggest part is that if you attend some of those events, you can see the excitement actually in the event itself and the number of people that show up.
Really?
If you attend some of the events hosted by the College Democrats or the College Republicans, you can see the intensity and the passion that those students have for what they're talking about. And I think that really helps bring the excitement to the campus. And as you see, around, this is where it's at, basically, for the 2008.
Everybody's been saying that this is a historic election, probably the most important election of our lifetime. Do you feel that?
I think so too, just because it's so wide open. We have somebody who's running who's African American, we have a Latino running, we have obviously Hillary Clinton as well.
And so many people are dissatisfied with the current president. I think they're really excited about who the next one's going to be. So that's why it's all gotten started so early.
This is Jose Antonio Vargas from the Washington Post, and we want to hear about how you're paying attention to the election. Are you going on YouTube, MySpace, Facebook? How are you getting information in this campaign? And I'll see you soon.